Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're a junior right now, or the parent of a junior, you're probably staring down one of the biggest testing decisions of the year. Do I take the SAT or ACT this spring, or do I wait until fall of senior year? I'm Alyssa Zempel, an independent educational consultant, and I've worked with hundreds of students navigating this exact question. Today, I'm breaking down the pros and cons of both approaches so you can make the best decision for your situation. As we dive into the topic of testing seasons, let's explore the benefits of both spring and fall testing. First, we'll consider the pros of spring testing. Then we will move on to the pros of fall testing. We will also take a look at how you decide. It's crucial to weigh personal readiness and curriculum timing. We will also touch on our methodology, where we integrate these considerations into a personalized approach for each student. And finally, we'll outline the steps you can take following this decision process. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all answer, and today will help you determine the best path for your unique journey. First, let's talk about why spring of junior year is traditionally considered the sweet spot for standardized testing. Reason number one is that the content is fresh. If you're taking the SAT, you've likely just finished or are currently in Algebra 2 and maybe even pre-calculus. For the SAT, you're wrapping up the math and reading skills these tests assess. Your brain is in school mode, and that academic momentum is real. Students who test in March, April, or May often find the material more accessible simply because they've been living it every day in class. Reason number two is that you have summer to retest if needed. Here's the thing. Most students don't hit their target score on the first attempt, and that's completely normal. If you test in spring and your score isn't where you want it, you've got the entire summer to prep and retest in August or September before application deadlines hit. That's a built-in safety net. Reason number three is that senior year gets busy fast. I cannot stress this enough. Fall of your senior year is a whirlwind of college applications, essays, recommendation letter requests, interviews, and trying to maintain your grades. If you can knock out testing during junior year, you free up mental space and time to focus on crafting compelling applications. Your future self will thank you. Reason number four is that test optional doesn't mean test irrelevant. Yes, some schools have gone test optional, but submitting a strong score can still enhance your application, especially for merit scholarships or highly competitive programs. Having a solid score in your back pocket by the end of junior year gives you options. Now let's flip the script. There are absolutely valid reasons why waiting until fall of senior year might be the right move for some students. Reason number one is that you're not ready yet. Maybe you haven't finished the math curriculum these tests cover. Maybe you've been swamped with AP classes, sports, or extracurriculars, and haven't had time to prep effectively. Taking a test before you're ready can hurt your confidence and waste money on test fees. If spring feels too soon, it probably is. Reason number two, summer prep can be a game changer. Some students thrive when they can dedicate focused time to test prep without juggling school responsibilities. If you're someone who needs sustained, uninterrupted study time, waiting until after junior year ends and prepping hard over the summer for a fall test date can actually yield better results than rushing into a spring test. Reason number three, you're applying test optional anyway. You've researched your college list and determined your grades, coursework, rigor, and extracurriculars are strong enough to apply test optional. You might decide testing isn't worth the stress. In this case, fall testing becomes a nice to have rather than a need to have, and you can prioritize other parts of your application. Reason number four is that senior math matters. For some students, particularly those taking pre-calculus or calculus senior year, waiting until fall means they have more mathematical maturity under their belt. If you struggled with math as a sophomore and junior, that extra coursework might make a real difference. All right, so how do you actually decide? Here's my framework. Test in spring if you have completed Algebra 2, you have time to prep adequately between now and March or April, you want the security of having scores before the senior year chaos hits, and you're open to retesting over the summer if needed. You will want to wait until fall if you're still building foundational skills in math or reading. Your schedule right now is absolutely packed and you can't carve out quality prep time. You plan to use the summer for intensive test prep, or you're strongly considering test optional and want to see how your application shapes up first. There's also a hybrid approach that works really well. Take a full-length practice test now, like this month, under real testing conditions. See where you stand. If you're within 100 to 150 points of your goal on the SAT or 3 to 4 points on the ACT, spring testing with solid prep is realistic. If you're further away, consider waiting and using the summer strategically. Here's a pro tip. Register for one spring test and one fall test. You can always cancel the fall test if you nail it in the spring, but having both on the calendar keeps you accountable and gives you flexibility. Bottom line, there is no universal right answer here. The best testing timeline is the one that aligns with your academic readiness, your schedule, and your college goals. Talk to me or your school counselor, consider your workload, and be honest with yourself about what you can realistically handle right now. And remember, the test is just one piece of your application. It doesn't define your worth or your future. If this video helped you think through your testing strategy, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more college admissions advice. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Good luck out there.